So there was a wedding on tonight and I chose to not go. I was supposed to go and I was kind of excited for it and I was looking forward to it, but I didn't end up going. And instead I just told myself I'm gonna just get work done and hang out with my grandparents, but get work done mainly. And I know most people would just say there's nothing wrong in going to a wedding. Like, just have fun. You only are young once. You know, you can just work tomorrow or work once you're back. It's just one night. It's okay. And I understand. I understand the very normal sort of common thought process of it's fine, you can do it tomorrow, but that no longer works for me. There was a point that a certain version of myself, a certain past version of myself would just succumb to the loud voice that says, fuck it, just go. Fuck it, don't stay in work, just go have fun, let loose, forget about work, push it later. But the person I am today is just saying, no, you have an opportunity and you always have a cost. And that's what I want to make this video about. Now, think about it this way. Anything that happens in your life, whether you have a roadblock, whether you have a conundrum, you just can't make up your mind about something, you're procrastinating, you always ask yourself these two questions. What's my opportunity and what's it going to cost me? Once you find the answer to these two questions, you then understand what your priorities are. So your priorities is actually what influences your opportunities and your costs. So if you do the reverse equation maths, it's like once you actually weigh out the opportunity and cost and make up your mind, that's actually your priority as compared to the plan B, the option B, which was if the opportunity and cost was the other way around. Now, I know it's a bit of maths and complexity involved, but what I'm trying to say is that you need to prioritize yourself and put yourself in a position that says, okay, look, if I want to get to point B from point A, I need to do X, Y, and Z. And if I do this, the event taking place or the something happening, this something you want to do, what is it going to cost me? And what is the opportunity I'm going to gain from it? Now, if the cost is more than the opportunity, it weighs more than the opportunity, that's not great, is it? So that's when you need to understand that, okay, hold up, this is just going to cost me too much. I would rather have the opportunity weighing more than the cost. So you need to find your own balance in your life. And this is not about weddings. I'm not saying weddings are bad. I'm not saying you don't have to attend weddings. No, that's not the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make here is that you have to use this analogy as something that you can apply to many parts of your life. It can be fitness, it can be business, it can be relationships, it can be anything you desire. And for example, in the business space, I myself currently am looking to hire a closer, and I'm about to, and had to ask myself, okay, what's the opportunity and what's the cost? I know it's getting boring, opportunity cost, but that's the one thing I actually learned from school economics class. So listen to me. With closing, obviously, like with hiring a closer, the opportunity for me was, okay, wait, before I say that, let me just explain why I even considered hiring a closer with Jack. So I'm in India, I have internet, but it's not as consistent. I have a place I can do calls, but I won't always be able to as much as if I was back home in Australia. Now, that means I'm not as reliable as I was for Jack, which means Jack has to take more of a responsibility for these sales calls, which means he has a lot more pressure under himself, which means that I have a lot of pressure under myself because he's my business partner. You see what I mean? So we were like, all right, you know what? We have a shit ton of sales calls being booked. We need a fucking closer. And this was about time anyway. So the opportunity here was to actually have more time to handle other things rather than just getting completely used up by just sales calls. So the opportunity here is just like save more time, work on more things that can actually, progress and scale the business, manage the sales systems, make money. So those are the opportunities, right? Now, what's it going to cost me? It's going to cost me 8% because I'm going to pay my closer 8%. It's going to cost me 8% plus nothing else. I have the closing skills, and of course, yes, if I keep closing more and do more sales calls, I'll improve my skill sets even more because there's no limit to how much you can really know about something. But it's just like my opportunity cost right now is like I don't prioritize trying to learn more about sales calls as much as I'm trying to scale this business and, you know, have a team to actually help me handle the things that's more important. You see what I mean here? The opportunities are so much more than the cost. I'm like, okay, it's a fucking no-brainer. I have a location freedom, yes, because I can work from anywhere I want, but at the moment, not so much so, as I said before. So it's like, I'll have a closer. He's going to be available every time that I'm not available, pretty much. And on the times that I am available, he'll handle that so I can handle the things that are important to me. And obviously, like when I talk about myself, I'm also talking about Jack. So we're here handling all the cool stuff, not necessarily the hectic stuff like sales calls. So before I keep yapping, that's opportunity cost for you right there. Now, if I did not look into hiring a closer, the cost is going to be, yep, I'm going to be pretty burnt out. I will not have time for my grandparents. I would just not make the best out of this trip after investing money in traveling and everything. And I would probably just not be happy with myself. That's what it's costing. Wait, sorry, it should be down. That's what it's costing me. That's the cost. So the costs are pretty heavy. Opportunity is I just make more money. Don't really care about improving more sales skills at the moment in terms of closing because compared to everything else, it's not as much of a priority. So I'm still on just one opportunity. That's the only opportunity. It's literally the exact opposite. So the costs are so much. Why is it really worth that opportunity for this much of a cost? Fuck no. You need to find a balance to be like, all right, you get me? So I know this video got a bit derailed and just a bit weird in a way, but I hope that made sense to the people that stuck around and actually listened to every word I was saying, because if you think about it twice, things will make sense. If you watch this video again, it'll make sense. And if you have any questions about any of my analogies or sort of ideations or thought processes, and if you want to share your own, drop them in the comments because I'm curious to see what exactly you're struggling with and what exactly you're trying to do to get there, and what sort of opportunity cost situations, conundrums you have come across, because I'd be interested and curious to seeing what people in the same space sort of experience, and the people, I guess, amongst the same age groups or even different age groups experience. So drop it down in the comments, and if you have anything more personal or, you know, some advice you want from me, if you want to ask me a question, shoot me a DM on Instagram.